Victoria Mboko is no longer the surprise of the week in Doha. She's the story of the tournament. 19 years old, first WTA 1000 final, and now officially a top 10 player, no matter what happens in the championship match. That's not hype. That's reality, and the way she got there matters. In the semifinals, she faced Jelena Ostapenko, one of the most dangerous shot makers in women's tennis. When Ostapenko is on, she can take the racket out of anyone's hands. She plays fast, flat, fearless tennis. If you hesitate for even a couple of games, she runs away with the match. Mboko didn't hesitate. She won in straight sets, calm, controlled, measured. She didn't try to out-hit Ostapenko. She didn't panic when the rallies sped up. She absorbed the pace, extended points when needed, and picked the right moments to step in. That's maturity. That's not something you expect from a teenager in her first WTA 1000 semifinal. What's impressive is that this wasn't an Seiki Tsuyoshini's isolated performance. Look at the path. She beat Mira Andreeva in a tight 3-set match earlier in the week. Different style, different rhythm, more tactical exchanges. Then she took down Elena Rybakina in the quarterfinals. Tsuyoshini's the reigning WTA Finals champion and Australian Open winner. That win alone would have made headlines. Rybakina has been one of the most consistent big stage players on tour, and Mboko handled her power in a deciding set. Now add Ostapenko to that list. 3 very different opponents, 3 wins. That tells you something important. Mboko isn't just riding form, she's solving problems. Her game doesn't scream in one direction. She doesn't rely on a single overwhelming weapon. It's more subtle than that. Her serve gives her free points, but it's not just about speed, it's placement. Her forehand has weight, but she doesn't spray it. Her backhand is stable under pressure, and maybe most importantly, she doesn't rush. Against Ostapenko, there were moments when the rallies got chaotic. You could feel the match trying to turn into a shootout. Mboko stayed patient. She trusted her depth. She made Ostapenko hit the extra ball. Over time, that discipline paid off. That's why this run feels different from a typical breakthrough week. And then there's the ranking jump. Top 10, regardless of the final result, at 19. Breaking into the top 10 isn't just about numbers next to your name. It changes everything. Seeding positions, expectations, media attention, the way opponents prepare for you. You go from being the dangerous young player to being one of the targets. That's the next challenge. Now she'll face Karolina Muchova in the final, and that matchup is fascinating because Muchova plays nothing like the opponents Mboko has beaten so far. Muchova doesn't overwhelm with raw power. She mixes spins, slices, changes direction, comes to the net, disrupts rhythm. She forces you to think. She forces you to adjust. Constantly. If Mboko's earlier matches were about handling pace, this one will be about handling variation. Can she stay patient if the tempo drops? Can she recognize when to attack and when to reset? That's the tactical battle. The good news for Mboko is that she's shown adaptability all week. Against Andreeva, she won with patience. Against Rybakina, she won with controlled aggression. Against Ostapenko, she won with composure under fire. If she brings that same clarity into the final, she has a real chance. But here's the bigger picture. Even if she loses, this week changes her career. You don't fluke your way into a WTA 1000 final by beating players of that level. You don't accidentally enter the top 10. This is a signal to the rest of the tour. Victoria Mboko is not just a future star anymore. She's already here. The next step will be consistency. Can she back this up at the next tournaments? Can she handle the new pressure? Because from now on, she won't surprise anyone. Coaches will study her patterns, players will test her movement, her second serve, her patience. That's what happens when you arrive. But based on what we've seen in Doha, she looks ready for that shift. There's a calmness about her that doesn't match her age. She competes like she belongs. Now it's one more match. A WTA 1000 final, a chance to turn a breakthrough into a title. Regardless of what happens against Muchova, one thing is certain, the top 10 has a new name. And it feels like this is only the beginning. Do you think she has a chance of winning in Doha? I read you in the comments. If you liked the video, leave a like and subscribe. See you in the next one.